It was a chilly winter evening when I first encountered the man who would turn my life as a national spy into a chapter worthy of a thriller novel. My work for my country had always demanded the utmost secrecy, sharp instincts, and an unyielding commitment to safeguarding the nation's interests. But little did I know that the most dangerous adversary I would ever face would appear in the guise of a poor beggar. My assignment that month was to monitor activities near the border town of Silvertree, a quiet settlement that often served as a conduit for sensitive information crossing into enemy hands. Intelligence reports hinted at an undercover operative operating in the area, someone elusive and dangerously skilled. My task was clear: identify, confirm, and neutralize the threat. For weeks, I moved through Silvertree like a ghost, blending into the background as a nondescript visitor. The locals were simple folk, friendly but wary of strangers. It was during one of my routine walks through the town's bustling market that I first noticed him. He was hunched on the corner of a busy street, wrapped in a tattered blanket, his face obscured by grime and a long, unkempt beard. To most, he was just another beggar, invisible in the crowd. But to me, something felt off. I couldn't explain it right away, but there was a precision to his movements, a sharpness in his eyes when he thought no one was looking. He was too aware of his surroundings for someone supposedly lost to the streets. Over the next few days, I watched him from afar, weaving through the market, quietly observing. My instincts whispered that this man was not what he seemed. One night, under the cover of darkness, I decided to dig deeper. Disguised as a drunkard stumbling home, I loitered near his usual spot. To my surprise, he wasn't there. Curious, I followed a faint trail of footprints in the snow that led me to an abandoned warehouse on the edge of town. Through a crack in the wooden door, I saw him. Gone was the slumped, defeated figure from the market. He moved with purpose, sorting through maps, radio equipment, and what looked like coded messages. My suspicion solidified. This was no beggar. He was an enemy agent. The discovery sent a chill down my spine. I needed evidence, but more importantly, I needed a plan. Acting rashly could blow my cover and alert him to my presence. So I waited. For 2 days, I shadowed him, documenting his activities and piecing together his network. He was clever, I'll give him that. His disguise allowed him to overhear conversations, gather scraps of intelligence, and pass it along without raising suspicion. But even the best operatives make mistakes, and I was determined to find his dot. On the 3rd day, I got my chance. He received a package, a small, nondescript parcel handed off by a courier pretending to buy vegetables. My gut told me this was critical. With careful timing, I intercepted the package when he momentarily left it unattended. Inside, I found microfilm containing detailed maps of military installations and troop movements. It was irrefutable proof of his intentions. The final step was apprehending him without endangering the locals or myself. I coordinated with a trusted team from the agency, ensuring we'd have the element of surprise. The operation took place just before dawn, in the same warehouse where I'd first discovered his true identity. As we stormed in, he reached for a concealed weapon, but we were faster. Within seconds, he was subdued, his hands cuffed and his espionage tools confiscated. The aftermath of his capture revealed the true extent of his operations. He had been active for years, collecting sensitive information under various disguises, always staying one step ahead of his pursuers. The intelligence he carried could have compromised countless lives had it reached its destination. Knowing I'd played a part in stopping him filled me with a profound sense of accomplishment and relief. Reflecting on the experience, I realized how often we overlook the extraordinary hidden in plain sight. The man who seemed to be a mere beggar had orchestrated a web of espionage that could have crippled national security. It was a stark reminder of the importance of vigilance and the subtle art of observation. Even now, years later, I often think about that mission. The quiet streets of Silvertree, the biting cold of that winter, and the determined eyes of the man who had almost fooled us all. It's a memory that stays with me, not just as a tale of triumph, but as a lesson in humility and the constant unpredictability of the world. I've dedicated my life to serving as a national spy. I've faced many challenges, but that particular assignment taught me something invaluable. Sometimes the most dangerous threats are the ones that hide in plain sight, waiting for someone to look a little closer. And as long as there are people willing to protect the unseen, the balance will always tilt in favor of those who fight for what's right.